Howdy gang, Kevin here. Guess this is going to be another cigar and whiskey talk. I'm amazed how popular these are. Had several people at the class this week come up and say they watch these. I don't know if you're just starved for entertainment or what. I appreciate you watching, but because there are a lot better places you can be watching right now. All right. We are here with an Island Gem from Oscar Valladares. And that's going to be the cigar of choice today. I actually got this because of the band. Kind of like that. And we're going with a little Sexton Irish single malt. Today. So, been a week since we talked last. I'm still busier than heck at the school. We got classes or an event every weekend. I think I've got a couple of weeks coming off, or off coming up. But going to be few and far between. I had a man ask me at the class yesterday why I don't do some cooking videos, since I do most of the cooking for the instructors. I might do that if I can work them in. I'd like to do some of the things that I actually do for the instructors over there, so they don't have to cook their own meals and take time away from the students. The only problem is I've got people coming in and out and talking to me while I'm cooking and all that kind of thing over there. It'd be very distracting to film a couple of those over there. Now, I'm not saying I couldn't do it. I'm just saying that there'll be some distraction going on. Also had a guy ask me if I had a cookbook out. Been thinking about it. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Let's see, what do we want to talk about today? This is kind of a throwback. I've had some comments made on a couple of videos here recently, basically saying my precept was wrong, or my opinion was wrong, based on a couple of things. I was told that most people don't live in rural areas; they live in urban areas, and that goes right back to what we decided a few talks ago, or what we talked about a few talks ago, about people redefining things so it fits their narrative. Over the years, the U.S. Census Bureau has redefined what constitutes an urban area. And they define it as two things. They define urban areas and urban clusters. And when they do the population report, they lump all of those into urban residents versus rural residents. Now, I don't actually agree with what they do, because to fit the urban cluster definition, it only has to be a population of 2,500. Now, I'm not sure about y'all's opinion on this, but I don't really consider a town of 2,500 to be all that urban. Where I live is probably, I don't know, I haven't even looked up population recently, but it's 9, 10, somewhere, maybe 12,000. All right. And I'm pretty sure, I didn't go back and review the video, but I'm pretty sure I said major metro areas is what I was talking about. And really consider a lot of places a major metro area. Let's take my town, like I started to talk about. We don't have any big factories. We don't have a real industrial kind of presence. Almost all of our businesses either revolve around groceries, and I'm including restaurants in that, or agriculture. So, and that's probably over 90% of what goes on in town is related to those two things. So I don't really consider that urban. It's a rural town. All right. You go a mile from the city center and you are in cornfields. Maybe a little more if you go east or west. North and south, it's about a mile from the city center. All right, let's give it 2. But anyway, the gentleman who commented basically said, "You're wrong. Most people live in urban areas." Well, I guess that's how you define an urban area. But the point I was trying to make still stands. You've got very small segments of the country trying to dictate what the entire country wants to do, or should be doing, or what they want them to be doing. So, I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree on this. Because, like I said, I don't consider towns like mine and other small towns, and like this U.S. Census says, 2,500 to be an urban area. So, call it how you want to. I look forward to your video on it. What else is going on? Queen Elizabeth passed away. And it makes me sad because over the last few days I've got more questions about, or more comments, or people talking to me about Queen Elizabeth passing away than I have about the anniversary of 9/11. I guess we've forgotten. I guess you've forgotten. Maybe not you watching this, but a lot of people. And that goes right back to, if we don't like history, we just ignore it. We've talked about that before too. So it is time. People say, and I tell everybody, call your congressmen, call your senators, call your legislators, call all those folks. And you get a lot of people who come back all the time and say, "I've called them before, it doesn't do any good." Good. Quitting bothering them is exactly what they want you to do. For years, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and the crybabies who scream about all the little nasty stuff going on and throw their little temper tantrums and all that kind of stuff, they get the attention. Do you know why? Because folks like you and me, we call our congressman one time and go, "Listen, you guys are screwing up," and then we don't call back. Those folks on the other side, they're calling every day. They're rallying the troops every single day. They're bugging the crap out of all those people every single day. And it comes down to the point where we're going to do something about this just to shut them up. So, as much as it goes against our grain, we need to talk as much as the other side talks. Anything else going on? I got some channel news coming up, but I don't want to really get into it here. So I'll probably do a channel news sometime this week if I get time. I've got some videos I want to do, but I really just don't have time to do them. I apologize for that. And it's more of a time management issue than I don't really have time. It's that I've got other things that I actually want to get out of the way. And unfortunately, that's not where I want to go with this. So, I'll try to do better, folks. And y'all try to do better too. Let me tell you a story. I wasn't going to say anything about it, but let me tell you a story. I was leaving a store today, and I was walking through the parking lot to my vehicle, and I had crossed over to the side of the parking spaces where my vehicle was, and this lady came shooting in from the opposite direction. I was walking this way, and she was to my left. I was on the right. I was on the right side parking spaces, walking towards my van. She shot about 5 or 6 feet into the other parking space. You know, going across the divider where the parking spaces are. And I stopped because she was fairly close to me. And I stopped and I looked at her and shook my head. And she threw her truck in reverse and started backing up because I guess she had just ran forward to line things up. I don't know what she was doing. But in the meantime, another vehicle was turning into the parking space next to her, and she darn near backed into him. But he backed up really fast and just went ahead around her. And I walked ahead across the parking space that she had ran into to get into my van. And I sat down, and I getting everything going and started the engine, rolled the window down because I'm gonna. And I look at her out of the corner of my eye. She's standing there staring at me, give me the mad look. I go, all right, whatever. And then she gets out. Then she gets out of her truck and says something very rude. Called me a name. And started walking away. And I go, excuse me? And she turned around and she goes, you heard what I said? And I go, no, I just wanted to see if you'd repeat it. And she goes, do you want me to call 911? You're harassing me. I said, I don't know how you consider it harassment when you damn near ran over me and I just shook my head and got in my van. And she goes, it's harassment. I'm calling 911. I said, go ahead. I'll wait. And she didn't call 911. She yapped at me a little bit more. And I said, let me get this straight. You're mad at me because you obviously can't park. And I didn't say a word to you. I just shook my head and got in my van. And you got out yelling at me, and I'm harassing you. Is that right? Walk off into the store. Why you gotta be that way? Why you gotta be that way? Sad. Anyway, I wasn't gonna tell that story. But what the heck. Thanks for your views. Thanks for your support. We're closing in on the magic numbers, according to YouTube. And I really appreciate all the support you guys give this channel. I do know there are a lot better channels out there you could be watching. And instead of this old guy sitting in his man cave most of the time, in front of his phone, making a video. Whoop! Almost knocked you off the stool. I think that's about it. Thanks for your views. Thanks for your support. Make sure you go over and watch my buddy's videos. They're listed on the main channel page under Friends of Salty Dog. And that's about it. Y'all have a good week. See you in the woods.